more about Georgia's digital license and ID, visit dds.georgia.gov. That's dds.georgia.gov. Message from the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
This grand opening is just getting started, baby, at the all-new Milton Rubin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get grand opening savings on new Ram 1500, 2500, even 3500. Your choice. Save $12,000 on MSRP or get financing as low as 1.9% during Employee Pricing Plus at Milton Rubin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the #1 volume dealer in the district.
RideBaby.com. Click, click.
The Hawk Law Group is thrilled to announce our upcoming second annual Book Bag Bash. The Book Bag Bash is a back-to-school event designed to provide free school supplies to students in need from kindergarten to 12th grade. The event will take place on Saturday, July 19th, inside the Bell Auditorium. There will be free family entertainment, costume characters, DJ music, and crafts for kids. Join us as we equip thousands of students in the Augusta area with the school supplies they need to succeed. The Book Bag Bash, brought to you by Hawk Law Group.
NASCAR Xfinity Series lights up Atlanta with a Friday night primetime showdown, where Austin Hill looks to defend his home track from a hungry young field. It's showtime in the ATL. The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Friday at 7 on CW6. Brought to you locally by Hardee's, where there is always goodness in the making. Stop in for fresh baked biscuits, crispy hand-breaded chicken, and charbroiled 100% Angus beef burgers.
Join News Channel 6 as we honor the CSRA's best in local high school sports, including this year's Athlete of the Year, the All CSRA Awards, this Tuesday at 7 on News Channel 6. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today. The Coffee Club on News Channel 6, sponsored by Honda Cars of Aiken.
Now on News Channel 6 at 5, we're telling you several stories about what makes this town special. And our News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us. A programming note here. Our Your Hometown Freedom Blast broadcast from Thompson was canceled due to rain, but the event is going on as scheduled. So if you're planning to head out to Thompson for the event, you can still go and have a good time. But we wanted to make sure our crew was safe since lightning was in the area. So they are out there taking cover. Well, coverage you can count on begins with Augusta's 15th annual Pride celebration this weekend. The fun starts tonight with the Beats on Broad Red Party. Saturday, the Pride Parade will start at 10 a.m. on Green Street, with the festival beginning immediately after. Then political tensions are high across the nation. Augusta Pride's president wants to assure people they are taking security precautions, he adds. The current political climate is why celebrating Pride is so important.
But just know we're still your family members, we're still your neighbors, we're still your friends. We are still part of this world, and we are still, unfortunately, sometimes we're still fighting for rights and equality, and it's very important, and that's why Pride still matters. It's still important spaces for our community.
You can find more information on this year's Pride Festival, including the parade route, at WJBF.com. Well, time now for a check of the weather. Meteorologist Avery Gray joins us live here in the studio. And Avery, there's a lot of lightning and thunder and storms popping up in the area.
Yes, Steve, you can see Live Viper 6 is super active right now. Those storms are moving in the west direction, northwest direction. So definitely seeing those severe thunderstorm warnings, those special weather statements, all of that sort of thing. Here's a closer look at this storm in Wrightsville. This did have a severe thunderstorm warning on it. That is going to expire at 5:15, but you can see just a ton of heavy rain in the area and lightning right now. And then these storms that have been over Thompson and our Louisville as well. It was over Louisville earlier. They are moving out of the area slowly but surely. You can see this storm over Thompson does have that purple in it, indicating that heavy rain. You can see on our Terry Lemur Hyundai Skyview cam, Aiken was a little bit damp. You can see the rain on the roof and on the ground puddling up. Maybe a few sprinkles here and there still for Aiken right now. Temperatures are in those 90s, except for places where it has been raining. 79 in Augusta, 81 in Aiken. Feels like temperatures are the same. And then if you wind gusts are feeling a little bit on that breezier side right now, and if you are planning to go outside, you can see that we will continue with the rain throughout the evening, cooling down to 81 by 9 p.m. Back to you, Dee.
Right. And due to that weather, the Touch a Truck event in Thompson has been canceled as well. Now, again, the Freedom Blast is still on for now. Meanwhile, one local town will get a share of more than $26 million for transportation projects. Graham Lee is in Twin City, Georgia, with a look at how that city's portion of the money will be used.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp has now approved $700,000 for paving improvements here in Twin City and Emmanuel County. City leaders and those living here say it's a project that's long overdue. Back in 2021, the city did a study of all roads within city limits, and what they found were old streets with potholes and cracked pavement. They reached out to Governor Kemp to get much needed assistance to make travel safer around town. Now, the grant from the Georgia Transportation Infrastructure Bank will help to resurface 16 streets around Twin City. Mayor Matt Donaldson says they'll now be able to take care of these roads a lot quicker.
So based on the assessment we did 4 years ago, if we had not gotten any of these grant funds, it would have taken us over 10 years to get these roads resurfaced with our funding. But the grant funding allows us to expedite those resurfacing plans by 10 years.
Mayor Donaldson says they're now working on a bid for this project, and he's hoping to start working on paving these roads towards the end of 2025. In Twin City, Graham Lee, WJBF, News Channel 6.
A pay raise for South Carolina lawmakers is on hold for now. The South Carolina Supreme Court has passed paychecks for leaders while it reviews those raises. The budget approved earlier this year included an $18,000 per year raise for legislators, but some leaders say it goes against the state constitution.
I wanted to get involved in this because it was clearly a constitutional violation, and the legislature needs to be reminded from time to time that their conduct is not unfettered. There are other branches of government.
We are, behind the times, and we have not kept up with inflation. We've not kept up with the cost of what it takes to actually, serve in the role of an elected official.
Both sides have until September to file their arguments, and a final decision will come after that. A local dog got a mighty title in Thompson. Isabella Moody has the story.
Meet Farm Dog of the Year 2024 Skippy. She is 5 and is a mutt mixed with primarily Border Collie, a little bit of Australian Shepherd, and Catahoula Hound. When the Adams family got her 2 years ago, they knew she was something special.
After the trainer brought her here, I was so impressed with her, and a group called Admirability said there's this program called Farm Dog of the Year, and they offer $5,000 and a year's worth of dog food for the winner. And I thought, okay, that's a good deal.
After Adam's husband was paralyzed, Skippy was brought in to help them manage the farm and their cattle.
Well, my husband had a bale of hay, hit him in the back of the head, and was paralyzed from the neck down. So the story of a resilient farmer coming back and farm therapy and all that, it's kind of inspiring to get anybody that's got a severe injury to keep working, to stay busy.
Adams has used her family's situation to educate children about what Skippy does. There's even been a book written about Skippy that highlights what she does on the farm and what farm dogs do.
Skippy has found her forever home. When she was with the trainer, she was with 7 other dogs in a pen, and he had 5 cows. She now has 200.
One thing is for sure, the Adams are thankful for how hard Skippy works and everything she has done for them.
I will never be without a cow dog now. Ever, ever, ever.
It's well known that football is a big part of what makes this area great. The Thompson Bulldogs have a rich history at the Brickyard, and a former coach with the Bulldogs is sharing that history in a form of a book. And John Barnett, a retired Thompson High School teacher and football coach, wrote Ghost of the Brickyard in 2014. But who are these ghosts he's talking about? And the ghosts are some of the great football players the Brickyard has seen over the years. The famous stadium was built after lightning struck the dome of the old Thompson High School in 1937, and some of the bricks date back to the 1920s. John Barnett spent many years as a Bulldogs coach, and he's written a book to share the history of Thompson football and some of its players.
We got busy, and in about 6 months, we had this thing written between the two of us. Really wasn't by design, but we wrote about 50-50 of it. And we wrote a synopsis of every season going back to 1911.
Barnett also wrote another book, Salute to the Fallen, about those in Thompson County, or McDuffie County rather, who lost their lives in military service from World War I and forward. Local farmers partnering with Augusta Locally Grown to bring fresh produce to people who live in McDuffie County. The Daring Farmers Market helps people here in more ways than one. Daring is considered a food desert because there is no grocery store option in town, and that's why the farmers market helps bring produce to the residents. The market also gives local farmers a place to sell, which helps bring an economic boost. The farmers market takes place the second Friday of every month from April until October. But now Augusta Locally Grown is expanding its drop-off to Deering to provide produce all year round.
We are actually moving forward with Deering being a drop-off location for our online market. So in addition to the farmers market, we will be making available our year-round online market.
At this time, they are not sure when this will begin, but it is in the works, and you will pick up these online market orders from the Daring Town Hall. Well, each month, News Channel 6 honors an African American who is making strides in their field, and they're earning the Mary L. Jones Black Affirmation Award. News Channel 6's Carlton T. Clay tells us about a former high school and college basketball player who is using his love for the game to teach and inspire the youth here in the CSRA.
Don Coleman holds the record as the all-time leading scorer for Butler High School basketball, but he says it is the skills that are taught off the court that matter when making sure those lessons are instilled in the students he coaches today.
Like I tell the parents and the kids, like I don't want nothing back from the kids. Now, I done played in college, I done did what I had to do. I done had my success. Now I'm just trying to get back to the kids so they can do it. My joy comes from seeing them get better, them, get scholarships, get different opportunities and just see themselves grow as a player. And like you said, off the court as a human, like it's bigger than basketball at the end of the day.
To watch the entire interview or to place a nomination, visit our website, WJBF.com, and click on Celebrating Black Excellence 365 under the Community tab. I'm Carlton C. Clay, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Up next, the Supreme Court adjourning for this session, what items they addressed after the break.
We're back, baby.
Rain still continues over the CSRA, and we're going to see a rinse and repeat forecast. I'll have your futurecast after the break.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Southpaw Roofing. Roofing done right. The CSRA is full of amazing women. Women who inspire. Women who innovate. Women who lead. That's why News Channel 6 brings you Women to Watch.
On the last Wednesday of each month, News Channel 6 recognizes local businesswomen who are making a positive impact in our community.
Nominate someone today at WJBF.com. Sponsored by Goodwill. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. We are seeing Line Viper 6 radar right now. You can see that those storms are popping up over the CSRA currently. And here's a look at closer to our Thompson area. This is going to be a special weather statement. This is for 40 to 50 mile per hour winds, frequent cloud ground lightning, and pea-sized hail. And this is the same for portions of Washington County, Georgia, and Jefferson County near Louisville. Definitely seeing some heavy rain, that frequent cloud ground lightning. Same with the winds and the pea-sized hail as well. So just making sure that you are aware of that. Terry Limber Hyundai Skyview Cam, you can see our WASP friends are hanging out right now, but looking dry here at the Augusta Marriott. But overall, our CSRA is experiencing a lot of that rain. It is 79 degrees with a feels like temp of 81, and that's due to our high or our lower dew point than average of what we've been seeing at 67. Winds are coming in from the south-southeast at 5 miles per hour. Currently, you can see temperatures a bit on that cooler side for places like Thompson, seeing that rainfall coming in at 82, 79 here in Augusta, 81 in Aiken. So definitely feeling cooler overall, but you can see we are in those low 90s across the board for the majority of those CSRA counties. We are going to see rain chances continue throughout the week and increasing to 50% by Wednesday. And here's a look at our futurecast of what you can expect for the remainder of this evening. So by 6 p.m. it is looking like those storms are going to make their way out of our area. They're going to travel that northwest direction. So seeing that, we will see some more storms start to pop up and make their way into our area by 11 p.m. and then continuing to dry out into those overnight hours. Saturday, though, we will start to see those pop-up storms initiate by 3 p.m. and then that will be the case for those evening hours, and then trying to dry up by 9 p.m. Not much luck there, though, but clearing out into those overnight hours just in time for your Sunday drive to church at 9 a.m. Farmers forecast, you can see that we are no longer in a drought. We haven't been in a drought for a while because of that May rainfall. We are still in a rainfall deficit for the month of June, though. Words are tough right now, let me tell you, but temperatures are around 93 for Saturday, cooling down to 90 by Wednesday and Thursday, so definitely feeling a little bit cooler then. If you did want to make your way out to the beach this weekend on Saturday, you can expect Tybee Island to have a high of 88 degrees. That water very comfortable in the mid-80s. Rip currents are low for both Tybee Island and Folly Beach, but for Myrtle Beach, the rip current is moderate, so just make sure that you do have your eyes on the water. Myrtle Beach will be at 87 on Saturday with water in the low 80s, so a little bit chillier than Folly Beach and Tybee Island. Lows for tonight will be in those low 70s, and then highs for tomorrow will be in those mid to low 90s across the board. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. You can see that we'll continue with those chances for rain, cooling off a tad by Wednesday at 90 degrees with a 50% chance for rain. And on Friday for the 4th of July, you can still expect some evening showers with a high of 92 degrees.
Okay, well, at least it's not 100, so we'll look at the positive there.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Well, Augusta commissioners are focusing on Harrisburg. Last night, Commissioner Jordan Johnson held a meeting for those who live in the area and gave them a chance to voice concerns, ask questions, and get updates on Harrisburg. Johnson says his goal was to take the feedback and turn it into action.
We get an opportunity to engage the community in ways that they wouldn't otherwise be engaged. But it's going to be up to us to really put our boots to the ground to find solutions and to really act on some of the things that folks are asking for. I mean, I told him tonight, there's going to be things that I can't deliver on. It's things that the city won't be able to help them with. But at the end of the day, it's our job to listen, and it's our job to try our best to find solutions. And that's what we're going to commit to doing.
If you have any concerns or questions about what is going on in your community, you can find each commissioner's contact information on the City of Augusta's website. Up next, we're introducing you to a man showing incredible feats of strength after this break.
At Universal Plumbing,
Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Hey, your wife is hot. Yeah, she is. No, not like that, dummy. I mean, she's literally sweating because your AC is on life support. And if you don't call Cool Ray Mechanical soon, things are going to get uncomfortable. We'll have your AC up and running fast, so the only heat you'll feel is the good kind. Cool Ray Mechanical, your Rate Pro partner, has been keeping homes cool, wives comfortable, and marriages intact since 2006.
Yes. All right. Hit me with the checklist, honey.
Luggage?
Check.
Kids? Check! Butler trip check?
Before you leave town, check with the butler.
What it's gonna look like. And when I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief. The fact that somebody going to buy a lottery ticket helped me go to college. You know, everything you do has an impact, and it's incredible.
Safer waterways means a better South Carolina, and a better South Carolina means a better you.
Hey, your wife is hot. Yeah, she is. No, not like that, dummy. I mean, she's literally sweating because your AC is on life support. And if you don't call Cool Ray Mechanical soon, things are going to get uncomfortable. We'll have your AC up and running fast, so the only heat you'll feel is the good kind. Cool Ray Mechanical, your Ream Pro partner, has been keeping homes cool, wives comfortable, and marriages intact since 2006.
Yes. All right. Hit me with the checklist, honey.
Luggage?
Check.
Kids?
Check!
Butler trip check?
Before you leave town, check with the butler. With our complimentary trip check, we'll inspect all your major safety components and parts to ensure your car is running its best. With multiple locations convenient to you, just let the butler do it.
The Hawk Law Group is thrilled to announce our upcoming second. The Book Bag Bash is a fall event designed to provide free school supplies to students in 12th grade. The event will take place inside the Bell Auditorium. There will be free family entertainment, costume characters, DJ music, and crafts for kids. Join us as we equip thousands of students in the Augusta area with the school supplies they need to succeed. The Book Bag Bash, brought to you by Hawk Law Group.
If you want to see raw power, watch a man single-handedly pull a 17-ton bus. And this was the scene yesterday at California's famed Santa Monica Pier as strongman Martins Elisi grabbed a rope and pulled that bus 30 feet across a parking lot. He won the world's strongest man competition 6 years ago. He says he trains by lifting cars, logs, rocks, anything heavy. The bus pull kicked off a weekend of family festivities in Santa Monica. What a hobby. Good for him. Well, that does it for this half hour, but we'll have more coverage you can count on coming up next at 5:30, including several major rulings coming down from the Supreme Court. We'll have a review of those decisions next.
Roman Services knows when your AC...
Friday at 7 on CW6. Brought to you locally by Busby's Heating and Air, celebrating their 80th anniversary. When quality matters, call Busby's, trusted since 1945.
The Live 5-for-6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai. Live from Television Park, this is WJBF, News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us on News Channel 6 at 5:30. Topping today's local headlines, the battle over how much South Carolina lawmakers should be paid just got pushed back to court. An $18,000 pay raise for them is on hold. Critics call it self-dealing. Supporters say it's long overdue for now. No extra money is going out. Augusta's Pride celebration turns 15 this weekend, with thousands expected to pack the streets for the parade and festival. Organizers say it's more than a party. It's about creating safe space and showing support, especially in today's political climate. In Emmanuel County, smoother roads are on the way. Twin City is set to receive $700,000 from the state to fix long-neglected streets, thanks to a grant backed by Governor Brian Kemp. Local leaders call the investment transformational. And we'll have more on those headlines coming up at 6, but we want to begin with the first check of our weather with meteorologist Avery Gray. Avery.
Thank you, Dee. We are seeing some storms on Line 5-for-6. We still have those special weather statements still issued, and you can take a look at those storms here. They are trying to dwindle down, though, feeling a little bit with that heat. You can tell that they are trying to dwindle down. Terry Limmer Hyundai looks clear over the Augusta Marriott. And then looking at temperatures around the CSRA, Thompson has now cooled down to 73 degrees, but feeling warm elsewhere where there was no rain. Now, taking a look at temperature change, Thompson has minus 18 degrees, so it is 18 degrees cooler in Thompson right now, 14 here in Augusta. And what we can see with those wind gusts is that we have a pretty heavy wind gust in Augusta right now, coming in at 27 miles per hour because of those storms out there. And what's on the table for this weekend are hot temperatures with PM storms. We're going to be with those rinse and repeat forecasts, so you're going to see those evening storms pop up just like it did today, with temperatures in the low 90s. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you in a few more minutes. While our Your Hometown broadcast has been shut down due to weather, the Thompson Freedom Blast is still happening tonight. It's at the Government Complex on Railroad Street. And there will be music, food vendors, and a kids' play area, including water slides and soccer. The night will end with fireworks. Now, bring your own lawn chair and towel and come on out and have a good time. It begins at 7 tonight. With the current weather conditions, the Touch a Truck is canceled. Well, coverage you can count on continues with. It's well known that football is a big part of what makes this area great. The Thompson Bulldogs have a rich history at the Brickyard, and a former coach with the Bulldogs is sharing that history in the form of a book. John Barnett, a retired Thompson High School teacher and football coach, wrote Ghosts of the Brickyard in 2014 along with Alvin Richardson. The Ghosts are some of the great football players the Brickyard has seen over the years. The famous stadium was built after lightning struck the dome of the old Thompson High School in 1937. Some of the bricks date back to the 1920s. John Barnett spent many years as the Bulldogs coach, and he's written a book to share the history of Thompson football and some of its players.
We got busy, and in about 6 months, we had this thing written between the two of us. Really wasn't by design, but we wrote about 50-50 of it. And we wrote a synopsis of every season going back to 1911.
Barnett also wrote another book, Salute to the Fallen, about those in McDuffie County who lost their lives in military service from World War I and forward. A local dog got a mighty title in Thompson. The 2024 Farm Dog of the Year lives nearby in Deering. Meet Farm Dog of the Year 2024, Skippy. And she is 5 and is a mutt mixed with primarily Border Collie, a little bit of Australian Shepherd and Catahoula Hound. When the Adams family got her 2 years ago, they knew she was something special. Adams has used her family's situation to educate children about what Skippy does. There's even been a book written about Skippy that highlights what she does on the farm and what farm dogs do.
After the trainer brought her here, I was so impressed with her, and a group called Admirability said there's this program called Farm Dog of the Year, and they offer $5,000 and a year's worth of dog food for the winner. And I thought, okay, that's a good deal.
To learn more about Skippy and where you can buy her book, you can always find this information at WJBF.com. Way to go, Skippy. Well, turning over to national news, the Supreme Court today ruled federal district courts do not have the power to block President Trump's executive.
WJBF.com, keyword community calendar.
5 for 6 is weather coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. One very special pooch is showing off some tricks of his own at Nationals Park. His name is Bruce the Bat Dog, and he made his big major league debut a few weeks ago. But what we didn't know was the emotional journey it took to get there for his owner and best pal. Here's Danny New.
Let's hear for Bruce the Bat Dog.
Maybe you've seen this video of the Washington Nationals calling up Bruce the Bat Dog recently. Since last September, Bruce has been retrieving bats for the team's minor league affiliate, the Rochester Red Wings.
Hey, come on in, big dog. Have a seat. Hope you're doing well, man.
And earlier this month, they staged a meeting with his manager when Bruce got the news that he'd be making his major league debut.
One of the greatest things I've ever experienced, to be honest with you.
But while this moment was, of course, just flat out adorable, it was also emotional and incredibly meaningful for Bruce's best pal, Josh. Before he was a dog trainer, Josh served in the Marines for 4 years, and while he was there, Josh really wanted to work with the K-9 unit.
When they went around asking, who wants to be a dog handler, obviously I was one of the first people to raise my hand, but just never got paid to do it.
So as soon as Josh got out, he says the fire was lit.
Ready, go! Yes!
He started working as a dog trainer, which eventually included getting his dog Milo trained to work as a bat dog for the Red Wings in 2019, way before Bruce was born. Sadly, Milo passed away in 2023, just before he might have gotten his big chance at the majors. It still makes Josh emotional to talk about it.
The Nationals told me that they were actually going to call him up, and then he got sick, and yeah.
So a few months later, when he got Bruce,
I've literally been training him since the first day that I brought him home.
And now Josh has finally gotten to honor his dreams for Milo.
But Bruce was able to carry on that legacy and it was amazing.
By the way, both Bruce and Milo have raised money with their star power. With each bat, the Red Wings and a local business donate to 2 organizations who help veterans. Just when you thought you couldn't possibly love these dogs anymore, right, guys? In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Oh, he is absolutely adorable. Wow. Well, people in China are going crazy over this new twist on a self-serve brewery. These beer dispensers are operated like a stock market, with the price fluctuating like a stock would do at the exchange. A display above the beer taps show real-time prices and sales data. On popular beers, see price surges while less purchased ones dip. There is a 10% daily price fluctuation limit for both rising and falling prices, ensuring fairness and transparency for customers. Rising prices turn red and falling ones turn blue. At the start of each business day, prices are reset to a base price. I guess you're having fun while you're also learning and drinking beer. So there you have it. Well, teaming up for a cause to fight crime, or maybe just to find something to eat. A bear and a coyote were spotted together in Altadena, California by a sheriff's deputy. You can see the unlikely pair just sort of hanging out. Well, on social media, the deputy said the scene was like when you and your coworker finally take that lunch break walk you've been talking about all week. So the walk sort of makes it out of the chat, the group chat. You just actually do it. And they're just looking around like, nothing to see here. We're just hanging out. Right. Well, be sure to tune in tomorrow morning for our hour-long all-CSRA Sports Award Show. Our sports team will be passing out accolades for the area's best athletes for all sports. And that show will air tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here on News Channel 6. And we congratulate all of our local athletes. And don't go away because coming up next, we'll look at your full forecast. Few clouds and warm start. But don't let that get in the way of having a great weekend. Just take an umbrella or a hoodie or something to cover up and still have fun. Avery has a full look at your forecast coming up next.
This grand opening is just getting started, baby, at the all-new Milton Rubin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Get grand opening savings on new Ram 1500, 2500, even 3500. Your choice. Save $12,000 off MSRP or get financing as low as 1.9% during Employee Pricing Plus at Milton Rubin Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, the #1 volume dealer in the district.
RideBaby.com. Click.
John Stossel, how you been?
The WJBF Live Viper 6 Skyview Network is sponsored by Terry Lampert Hyundai. Low prices, big selection, and committed to quality customer service. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. We are currently looking at Live Viper 6 radar, and we do still have a lot of storms out there right now, but all of our special weather statement, the storms are going to expire at 4:45 or 5:45, so that is a good sign for us. Still seeing tons of lightning and heavy rain, so just make sure that you are weather aware because these storms did come out of nowhere, and whenever we see those whenever we get some high temperatures in the day, storms like this can just pop up just like that. So seeing a lot of lightning in this storm as well, so make sure that you are aware of that. On Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam over Augusta Regional Airport, you can see those gray and gloomy skies from all of the rainfall that we have had. It's 79 degrees, feeling like 81 with a southeast wind coming in at 5 miles per hour. So definitely feeling a little bit of relief since that rain. Temperatures in Thompson are 73 degrees, so feeling a lot cooler, but still warmer in our areas that didn't get that rainfall, like 94 in Saluda County and 90 in Barnwell. So just make sure that you are paying attention to your temperatures because it's still hot outside. You still want to make sure that you are safe in the heat. Thompson is 18 degrees cooler, though, definitely feeling a relief for the heat. Perfect for that Freedom Blast that still is currently going on, even though some of the events have been canceled and our newscast was canceled from there, but that event is still going on right now. And as we're taking a look at wind gusts, a bit gustier in Augusta, Georgia, coming in at 20 miles per hour, but overall, just a nice breeze out there right now. Rain chances are still in the forecast every single day, like a rinse and repeat. Increasing on Wednesday, though, but that is going to bring our temperatures down, so that is a good thing. Futurecast starting out at 6 p.m., seeing those storms move out of the area. 11 p.m., seeing some more chance for rain, and then clearing out into those overnight hours, but by 3 p.m. tomorrow, we'll start to see those storms pop right back up and do the same thing all over again, just like we're experiencing today, clearing out into your overnight hours on a Sunday. Now, taking a look at temperatures, you can see Saturday will be nice and warm at 93, cooling down to 90 by Wednesday, though, so definitely feeling a bit of that relief. And if you were to go outside tomorrow in the pool, make sure that you are aware of those evening storm chances, and your high will be 92 by 3 p.m. Now, taking a look at lows for tonight, you can see we will be in those 70s across the board, and then highs for tomorrow will be in those low 90s. And here's a look at your 10-day forecast. You can see that we still have those chances for storms as we enter into the week and through your next weekend. Definitely still feeling that rinse and repeat forecast, those evening storms due to daytime heating. Wednesday, though, higher chance coming in at 50% with a high of 90 degrees. We'll warm back up to 92 on Friday for the 4th of July.
As long as we don't go toward 100, I'm good.
Right. No, we're definitely feeling a lot cooler than it has been.
Good, thanks. We're heading into the heart of hurricane season, but this year forecasters are bracing for a major blind spot. A critical data stream used to track storms in real time is being shut off, raising serious concerns about safety, evacuations, and early warnings. News Channel 6's News Nation's Xavier Walton has more.
Certainly caught some people off guard, and this is hard to understate, but this is a huge deal. And especially when you think about this too, we're still a couple of months away from the peak of hurricane season. That's why forecasters are extremely concerned, because they're going to have about half of the data to actually work with, which makes it problematic when you're trying to forecast and track a storm, a hurricane in real time. So starting this upcoming Monday, June 30th, the Department of Defense is going to stop ingesting, processing, and transmitting real-time microwave data collected aboard 3 weather satellites. Meteorologists say, this is going to severely impede and degrade hurricane forecasts for this season and beyond, and as a result, impacting, tens of millions of Americans who live in hurricane-prone areas. Hurricane experts say without the satellite imagery, there's going to be an increased risk of a sunrise surprise, meaning, when the sun goes down before it comes up, a hurricane could rapidly intensify, gain speed, perhaps become even more powerful, make landfall sooner than expected.
I think are going to be cases this year when certain warnings are delayed because of this. It might mean that evacuations get delayed because of this. And you could lose lives because of this.
And that sounds extreme, but retired National Hurricane Center Branch Chief James Franklin underscoring the reality for forecasters and their communities, especially with a more active than average hurricane season expected. Meantime, we reached out to the Department of Defense asking, why right now? The DoD sent us over to the U.S. Air Force, the Air Force sending us over to the Navy, all for comment. And at this point, we're still waiting to hear back. From Dallas, Xavier Walton, News Nation.
Each month, News Channel 6 honors an African American who is making strides in their field. We honor them with the Mary L. Jones Black Affirmation Award. News Channel 6's Carlton T. Clay tells us about a former high school and college basketball player who is using his love for the game to teach and inspire children here in the CSRA.
Don Coleman holds the record as the all-time leading scorer for Butler High School basketball, but he says it is the skills that are taught off the court that matter when making sure those lessons are instilled in the students he coaches today.
Like I tell the parents and the kids, I don't want nothing back from the kids. I done played in college, I done did what I had to do. I done had my success. Now I'm just trying to get back to the kids so they can do it. My joy comes from seeing them get better, them, get scholarships, get different opportunities, and just see themselves grow as a player. And like you said, off the court as a human, it's bigger than basketball at the end of the day.
To watch the entire interview or to place a nomination, visit our website, WJBF.com, and click on Celebrating Black Excellence 365 under the Community tab. I'm Carlton T. Clay, WJBF News Channel 6.
Coming up, hooves, horns, and hunger. Why these goats are racing the clock, and what are the most unique contests next.
At Lionel Smith Limited, we can help you get dressed for every occasion. Choose from the area's best collection.
Move over Nathan's Hot Dogs. There's a new speed eating contest in town, and the competitors, Butterball, Cash, and Romeo, the goats. Next month, they'll chow down an invasive plants at record pace. They predict it will only take 1 minute because apparently even goats have a need for speed. That's why they're the goats, the greatest of all time. That's all the time we have for this half hour. We'll have more coverage you can count on coming up next at 6. Stay tuned.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Southpaw Roofing. Roofing done right.
Are you frustrated because in lots of places customer service has just disappeared? Not at Tile Center. Not where you need it the most. Here you will find all of us eager to help you find just the right tile or stone, so you can relax knowing your project is in expert hands. Come see why for yourself at any of our locations at Tile Center or online at tilecenter.com. Your tile and stone experts.
It's Terry Lemon Hyundai Summer